playing 55, and it's this big moment, and you could just tell that this was all negotiated with Ed Loeffler. Like, oh, we're going to have Sammy come out and he's going to play 55 as if it was Jump. You know what I mean? 50, I Can't Drive 55 was treated like it was Jump, and it's not. It just, Jump is the number one single. It is a anthem, and don't get me wrong, 55 is an anthem too, and it's great, but it gets the treatment that Jump should have, and by the way, Jump is not in this set list. Jump got cut out after they started the tour in March, the end of March. By mid-May, they cut this out. By the time they got to me, no Jump. I didn't see any Jump. They didn't play Jump, nothing.
Well, that was because Sammy would always drag somebody on stage to sing it.
Yeah.
And Sammy wouldn't sing it.
No.
So, of course, the person singing it was not a professional singer.
Right.
And it would suck.
Yep.
So the rest of the band was like, dude, look, if you're not going to sing the song, then don't do the song.
Right.
So they scratched it from the set list, which, again, to your point earlier, that's insane.
I know.
That's their biggest hit.
I know.
Easily.
I know.
Their most recognizable song.
Yep.
And you're not going to perform it live?
The balls.
I mean, are you guys Van Halen or are you Van Morrison?
I know.
Van Morrison does not do Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah, I know. He's another.
And so that's like another one where you're like, come on, really?
Right.
So that was another bizarre move.
Oh, yeah.
Because Sammy just could not deal singing the old stuff, which, again, you have to ask yourself, dude, you took the job.
Right.
You're the Van Halen lead singer.
I know.
You're going to have to sing Jump.
I know.
Come on.
It's crazy.
So the fact he got away with this.
It's like taking a job at McDonald's and refusing to serve fries.
Right.
It's like, I'm against fries. What do you mean you're against fries? I will not serve fries. This is McDonald's. Everybody comes here for the fries. So it's like, it's ridiculous. Right. Of course, another food analogy. So anyway, so now the funny part is, I don't know if you noticed this, Dave. Alex returns wearing his black and white striped jailer jacket. Did you see that?
Yes, I did catch that,
yep.
Which I thought was weird because he'd basically been playing without a shirt.
I know.
The entire part of the show, and then he comes out wearing did you get cold?
It was like a blazer? What the hell are you doing? I know.
Yeah, why are you wearing a blazer? I don't get. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I know.
I did catch that, and
That's
I just thought it was unusual.
Now, Mikey loves I Can't Drive 55. You can tell he's really excited about it. Ed really does a great job thickening the soup on this. He really adds to I Can't Drive 55. It's not as good as There's Only One Way to Rock. They don't take it to the stratosphere. It's great. Don't get me wrong. But it's just, you know what I mean? You do agree with that? It's not as good
I agree.
as...
I totally agree. Yeah, it's good, but it's not... But One Way to Rock.
Right.
They just, with both Ed and Sam playing guitar, they just knocked that one out of the park. Total home run.
Yeah. Now, the next one is Ain't Talk About Love, which closes the show. Okay. Ed's back on the Steinberger on this, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Sounds great. I love the sound on that. And Mike hits that huge note to kick it off.
Yes.
This was unbelievable. That was so fucking cool. They show Sammy all the way on top of the lighting rigs. He's in the ceiling shadow boxing. They showed his shadow. He's using that Madonna head mic, and he's singing. He's singing up there.
I call it the plane landing microphone.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I felt like he was like an air traffic controller.
Yeah, very much so.
Planes with that thing,
that's right.
Which was unusual. It was basically him. Madonna was using it at the time, but not a lot of people were using wireless mics.
No, that's a new thing. It was a new thing.
Right. Well, and that was a carryover from his solo performances, certainly from the '85 tour when he was using it at that time.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that he was carrying that over and that it was working because it was really helping him run all over the stage.
Right.
Then, of course, he's on top. He's on the lighting rig.
Oh, yeah.
And Dave, I got to tell you, when I'm watching this thing.
Oh, God.
Right, exactly.
Their insurance people must have been losing their mind.
I'm like, this guy is going to fall off.
I know.
And land right on the. I mean, he's like really like, leaning forward and the whole thing. And I'm like, oh my God, Ed Loeffler must be having a heart attack every time he does this.
Well, I tell you, it's
crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. He even says it in the lyrics. He says,
I've been to the edge. I stood and looked down. I could lose my ass up there, baby. I got no time to mess around.
If you're ever just listening to it,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, oh, whatever. But then when you see it,
Oh.
I mean, he's high up there,
I know.
man.
He's really
and I
up
don't
there.
know. I mean, it's bad enough he's high up there, but when he's like leaning forward, because there's no like live without a net. There's no net, man.
That's right.
There is no net.
maybe that's where the title comes from.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, one wrong slip,
Yeah.
and it is over.
Oh, I know. That's the truth.
So it was crazy.
So now this ends the show, okay? And it was a fantastic version of Ain't Talk About Love. I thought they did a great job. I thought he really put a lot of effort into it. What do you think?
Oh, I agree that.
Yeah.
I mean, better than Panama.
Yeah.
And I mean, the band always does this song great, and
Yeah.
he went with it.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't like singing the old stuff, but yeah, he definitely made an effort for this one.
Right, yeah, and the crowd's chanting this and that. Everybody likes the old. So then it ends the show. Now, they literally skip an entire encore. There was 2 encores to this show. They only show the one. The first encore that existed, they came out, played Summertime Blues, the Eddie Cochran song, and Wild Thing.
I didn't realize they did Summertime Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Yep. They
Really?
did, yeah.
Okay,
And
interesting.
it's funny. They did Wild Thing at my show, too. And it was just like, I remember as a kid being like, how the hell are they playing all these covers? Why aren't they playing Van Halen songs? It drove me a little nuts. Although I loved the show and I was so happy to see them, I was baffled by the amount of cover. I mean, when I saw them, they're playing Wild Thing, they're playing Make It Last by Montrose, they're playing these Sammy Hagar songs, they're playing Addicted to Love. I was like, what the heck? Where are all these Van Halen songs?
Right, exactly. It's like, they're doing like a handful of covers.
Oh my God.
And it's like, why are you doing a handful of covers?
It's almost
I mean, when I say covers,
yeah.
I'm including the Sammy songs.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys have a whole back catalog.
I know. And the funny thing is, they treated it like when a band first comes out with a debut album and they do a longer set, they throw in covers to thicken up the set because they don't have a lot of material. This is
Right.
how they're treating it.
Exactly.
It's weird.
Well, like I said before,
Yeah.
they were walking around saying, we're a new band.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, but you're a new band with
I know.
history.
I
Come
know,
on.
exactly. So they showed the second encore, which is Why Can't This Be Love? Their big hit off the tour. I have to be honest with you, I'm not crazy about this live version. I never thought that they captured this song live the way they caught it in the studio. I don't know why. It doesn't have the zip. Sammy Hagar came out shirtless. Eddie's playing live keyboards.
So tell me why this be love? You want it straight from my heart. Oh, tell me why can't this be love? Baby, why can't this be love? Oh, tell me why can't this be love? Why can't this be love? Got to know why.
I don't think it has the zip that he has on the single. I don't know why. Sammy's doing Ed's guitar solo. They play it pretty straightforward. They don't really do anything different, except the end doesn't end the way the single does, because I think the single fades out. Did you notice they redo the solo again, Dave?
I really want, there's no real, there's like a really small solo in the studio version.
Yeah, no, very
and
small.
And they almost don't even do that in the live version.
There's something strange about this version. I don't know. It's just, this doesn't really come off as like, there's so many better moments in this show, like Get Up and 5150 and Summer Nights. Like, these are the real meat and potatoes. Love Walks In was phenomenal. Best of Both Worlds, except with that whole section with the shoes. But, like, there's a lot of, like, versions on here that's great. Ain't Talk About Love is great. One Way to Rock, I mean, that's also phenomenal. But, so anyway, so this I didn't think was all that impressive. Then he starts getting into, this was sort of weird, another edit. He's going up to Eddie, and he's like, oh, Eddie, you should have gone to the bathroom before the show. And Eddie's pants are drenched, and he's joking around. And then he starts thanking the crowd for making the album #1. And this is the first #1 for all of us.
Before we get going, I want to thank you people. Number one, first of all, a while ago for making our album #1, okay? That's the first #1 for any of us. You people are responsible as much as anybody.
Thank you for 2 sold-out nights. He's going on and on. Then he says, this song is written by some old friends of ours, and they go into Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. And I have to say, I happen to really love this version of Rock and Roll.
It's been a long time since I rock and roll. It's been a long time since I did a show. Let me get it back, let me get it back, let me get it back. People like my proud. Been a long time, been a long time. Lonely time.
I love it. I almost think it's better than the Zeppelin version, and I know that's sacrilege to say, but there's something really loose and fun about this version. Now, this has history with this band because Sam and Ed, this is the first song they played together on a live stage at Farm Aid in 1985. They do a killer version there, and these guys are high kicking. Usually when Zeppelin did this, they were sort of like running through it because it was like a hit for them, but it wasn't, like they're not crazy about that song. They weren't really nuts about it. But this was a great tune for Van Halen, and Ed plays like a motherfucker here, and he's screaming into the mic, and Al's having his Bonham fantasy back there, and Sam's saying goodbye to each camera. The fireworks are going off. Ed and Sam are mugging for the camera. They're hugging and kissing each other. Oh my God, they're practically blowing each other. Sammy's putting on an Ed jersey that says 51 on the front and 50 on the back, and it's slow motion, and he's jumping over the drum riser, and everybody's having such a big triumph, and even Ed got on the mic and said, "Thank you, you're fucking great." It was like, oh my God. They do the 5150 walk off the stage, and that's the end of the show. What did you make of Rock and Roll, Dave? And Why Can't This Be Love? What do you make of this?
Well, Why Can't This Be Love? I liked it. I thought it was a decent live version.
Right.
I don't know if it was any better or any worse than the studio version. I think it was a little faster live, which I liked better. But you're right. Even though Sam is playing guitar there, it's definitely mostly keyboard driven.
Right.
And I don't know. Sam's kind of buried in the mix with the guitar. You're right. There is kind of something not there. But, they still pull it off. And I do agree with you. There's definitely better high points in the show. Rock and Roll, they totally do that cover justice.
Yeah.
Again, knock it out of the park.
Right.
It's just nice to hear another great band do a great song by another great band.
Right.
And it's almost like, passing the torch and all that jazz.
Right.
So
yeah.
I loved that when they were doing that cover.
Right.
That's just great.
That's true. And now, here's the weird part, okay? So it ends. Now, there's one big piece missing from this show, which, if you ever saw the 5152, they do the guitar duel between Sam and Ed. And this was a fun part of the show. And instead of showing them running around with these fucking shoes, they should have showed this guitar duel. And they show a little bit of it in the end credits. While the credits are rolling, they have the hand comes out and puts a little picture in the corner. And they don't show it full screen, but they just show Eddie and Sammy jamming as part of the guitar duel. They had a thing where the stage was so wide, they had Ed on one side and Sam on another, and they were going back and forth. Ed obviously always wins the duel because he's Eddie Van Halen, but it was a really hot point of the show, and I forgot where it comes. I don't know if it was during Ain't Talking About Love or something. I can't remember exactly, but it was during a really great point of the show, and I remember that being a centerpiece of the show.